Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of 20 Minutes Event Props Marketing Live. Now, you may be thinking, there's something strange here. It's only Sabrina. Yes, it is only me right now because Jason Greenman, my partner in crime in event marketing and all things event props marketing, digital marketing, social media, all that good stuff, partner in crime is actually right now at an in-person event. Now, the in-person event that he is at is the Mobile World Congress, which is taking place in Barcelona at the moment. So he is handling some on-site situations at the moment, some things he has to do, and then I will bring him into the live eventually once he's ready, I hope, fingers crossed. And you'll be able to join us and see where Jason is, what he's up to. Gosh, what it feels like to be at an actual Congress right now. So all exciting things. Now, if you're joining this live, please do drop in the comments, say hello, let me know where you're from. Are you at Mobile World Congress, or are you watching kind of different people and their experiences there? Do let me know. So today's episode, we thought we would talk about kind of a more general thing of Jason's experience, of the in-person events experience, and how do you use your experiences at live or in-person events and then integrate them into your online content. How should you be thinking you want to be using that? What should you be doing whilst you're on site? How can you kind of prepare yourself to use all your experiences in order to then repurpose them into content for your social media channels simultaneously or for the future. So I thought it would be interesting to kind of see how Jason is doing it. And right now, if you do follow Jason, he's on Instagram on two accounts. He's at Event Dad. He's also at another account called Acomo. Now, Acomo is the company account. It's his agency, and they're doing some fantastic work for a client on site, in person, delivering fantastic services and whatnot at Mobile World Congress right now. I believe the client is, or the stand is called Cloud City. And if you want to see everything that they've been kind of experiencing, little snippets, then definitely follow Jason on Event Dad on Instagram, as well as on Acomo, where it's all not just Jason, but also his team, like Julie and Sabrina, I think, who are sharing content as well. And all of that is kind of showed on their accounts in the Instagram stories. So what I wanted to do was, as we wait for Jason, something very exciting is also happening this week. Now, for those of you who follow me on Instagram or here on LinkedIn, then you would have already gotten my massive greetings in saying, Happy Social Media Day. Yes, everyone, there is a day for everything, and today happens to be Social Media Day. So happy social media to everyone. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments. I think what's going to be super interesting to know is, what social media platform was your first? For me, it was definitely MySpace. Yes, I was on MySpace, but back then I did it very, very, very badly. So I would say that the first social media platform that I really got stuck into was definitely Facebook. And from a personal perspective, I was sharing albums. I was that person that was checking in everywhere. I was sharing photos. I was, having conversations online, and I really threw myself into that space of Facebook, and I embraced it with a passion. Hey, Ronald, thank you so much. Happy Social Media Day. Exactly. So great, Ronald's joining us all the way from Malaysia. Yeah, today is Social Media Day, and on my Instagram post today, as well as on LinkedIn, I put some trivia into the post in terms of when it started, some interesting trivia and facts. So basically, Social Media Day started, and it was the first time celebrated by a company called Mashable. And now Mashable, if you follow them on Instagram, on Twitter, they're quite omnipresent, I want to say, and they do great videos where they kind of share content that's all about what's trending, the future, culture, connecting communities, all of that good stuff. So they're kind of like a global media and entertainment organization. And they're very, very active, obviously, on social media, which is their medium of choice and how they've risen to the top. So they celebrated Social Media Day in 2010. And since then, it's been Social Media Day, and everyone's been kind of doing something. So if you type in hashtag social media day, just see what comes up on your Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. There's lots of different things that people are doing across online. So it'll be interesting to kind of find ways to engage with different people online and get connected and start new relationships, or just engage in general with the online community. So there's a tip for you. Also, if you have online presence, you have a social media account, today is one of those days which you can do a really generic, fantastic post on social media. Happy Social Media Day. What does social media mean to you? Ask questions, for example, in your Instagram stories like I have. So if you're joining us, please do, I have a question for you. What was your first social media platform that you were on? Drop it in the comments. Also, if you're joining us at the replay, thank you for joining me. And put into the comments also, what is your favorite social media platform that you use for personal purposes, and what is your favorite social media platform that you use for work and professional purposes? So my answer, obviously, and we'll ask Jason this when he joins us in the live, hopefully, fingers crossed, in a bit, is my favorite one for personal is definitely Instagram, because it's just allowed me to keep in touch and I guess see everything that my friends and family are sharing and doing on my personal account around the globe. And then my favorite one for work has definitely got to be LinkedIn, Twitter, as well as Instagram, where is my @hothospitality account. Now, Social Media Day, something very, very fitting that I want to obviously launch and tell you about this launch is the Get Visible Collective. Now, the Get Visible Collective is being launched tomorrow. This is an online community that I have created specifically for event professionals, brands, and businesses in the events industry to join in order to learn about, level up, and leverage social media and other powerful digital tools in order to optimize and maximize your online brand awareness, engagement, and growth. So if that sounds like you, if you are a event planner, if you are a event supplier, if you are a MICE hotel, if you are a destination convention bureau, if you provide any and every service in this wonderful industry that we call the events industry, you should definitely join. Now, all you need to do is hit the link in my bio in Instagram, which will take you there, but I will also put the link into the comments here on LinkedIn so that you can hit there. Now, it's free to join until midnight tonight, and then the doors close. I've already got over 55 members in there, amazing event profs from all around the globe that are going to be working with me, and we're just going to work together with each other, and it's going to be fantastic. And then doors will open again, but it's going to be paid access only after that. So if you're interested in joining, definitely, please, please, please do that. And in order to make this a fantastic experience for you, it's going to be free. So take advantage of that free spot. Now, I just got a message from Jason that he is going to be joining me live. He is connecting. So let's see if you can plug him into the feed. So Get Visible Collective is going to be on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. If you do not have a Facebook account, you're against the whole Facebook thing, completely understand. There's a digital twin here on LinkedIn. You just have to type in Get Visible Collective, and everything that I'm sharing that's relevant and I guess possible to upload into the LinkedIn group, I will reshare to the LinkedIn group. So we do monthly live sessions where it's just Q&As. I answer all things about social media questions that you might have. You know, how do I do this? How do I do that? Instagram Reels, whatnot. I basically ask the members what their questions are, and then we address a certain number of questions in the call. And then every month there'll be a masterclass on something specific. The first one is going to be on how to optimize your online visibility. And tomorrow for the launch, this launch is taking place at 4 o'clock Central European time until 5 o'clock Central European time, and I'm being joined by two very special guests. One is a incredible Austin, Texas-based influencer, social media coach, and strategist, and her name is Jera. And in Instagram, her Instagram account is called jera.bean. She's phenomenal. I've been following her since, gosh, I don't even know when. So she's going to be joining me for 15 minutes in my live in the collective in Facebook, and answering some questions on, I guess, building an audience online, on content, and also on, yeah, overall confidence. And also, I will be joined by the fantastic Alice Benham. Now, she is a business strategist and coach, and business and marketing strategist and coach. She's also my coach, and she's going to be joining me for 15 minutes as well. I got Jason. One sec. So let's bring Jason on, and let me add him to the feed. Hi, Jason.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How's it going?
It's going. Yeah, I'm going to try to find a quiet place here where I can talk to you.
Fantastic. Look at that. So nice to see you walking the halls of the Fira.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get some good shots here. I'm going to go over to an area that is a little bit buzzing a bit more so we can check it out.
Yep.
But yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. It feels so good to be back on site. The feedback is amazing. All the attendees and people are just, it's a really, really positive vibe right now.
Yep.
And people are loving it. People are loving it. The only inconvenience is the mask, and
Yep.
which we have to wear inside right now. Outside we don't. But while we're inside the convention center, it's a mask. But other than that, it's all good.
Fantastic. Look at that. So how's the kind of attendance? You know, is it buzzing? Is it in one of the halls, or does it spread out into a few different ones?
It's spread over 3 halls. So
Three halls. Okay.
Now, Mobile World Congress usually is about 100,000, I think, 110,000 in 2019. The
Yep.
expected numbers this year, maybe like 30 to 40, 35, 40,000. But I mean, if you have a look around, there's
Yeah.
there's a
It
lot
looks
of business
busy. It looks like,
going on.
you know, people are really enjoying it. They're walking around. I just love seeing the booths and all of that activity. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So you are obviously there on site. You've been there on site and will be on site all week until Thursday, was it?
Until Thursday. Tomorrow's the
Until
last
Thursday.
day, exactly. Yep.
Got it. And so tell us a little bit about kind of what you've been experiencing in terms of the like, are you doing rapid testing and things like that?
For sure. So it's all digital to start with. So the registration is digital. There's no badges this year. I think that has to do with not having too many touch points. It also helps a lot with tracking. And so you have to register first when you register for mobile. Then you have to sign up. You have to book a time for your COVID test. It's the 15-minute antigen test. So the 2 quick sticks in your nose.
Yep.
which is always fun. And that test is good for 72 hours.
Okay.
All right. And it's very efficient. So I came on Sunday, which was the day before. My 72 hours ran out last night, so I had to have a second one this morning.
Mhm.
And but it was really quick. It took probably 5 to 10 minutes waiting in line, and then you get the results in 20 minutes. The results are automatically uploaded into your app, and so you just get a text message saying like you're good to go. Your digital badge is updated again, and you can go into the FIDA, into the conference center.
Fantastic. Now, are you seeing lots of, I guess, suppliers and booths that are doing hybrid activities? So they're doing kind of on-site meetings, but they're also broadcasting out and doing something separate for the virtual audience?
Probably the best example of that is the stand that I'm on. So I'm helping a company called Telco DR. They're occupying the old Ericsson area, and they're doing a really, really good job of showing how hybrid can be done for these conferences. So they have a big area, and they have a professional broadcasting stage pretty much in the middle of the area.
Okay.
And so any content that they're creating on site is also being broadcasted and streamed to their own private streaming URL.
Fantastic.
Now, in terms of how much engagement opportunities there are for people who are tuning in online, I'm not sure. I've only been on site. I haven't had a chance to check out the websites. But I know the quality of the stream is, I mean, it's like watching CNN. The quality of the stream, the quality of the presentation, the presenters and moderators, it's very high level. It's really, really nice. And I think it's a fantastic way to make sure your content isn't just getting it's not stuck on site, right?
Yes,
People
exactly.
who can't make it this year, or who can't travel, or who don't want to travel, they have another option of watching the content pieces that they want to.
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. That's so good. So
And then
basically,
let me show you another one too. This is Accenture, and this is
yeah.
pretty. I'm seeing a bit of this too. So what you've got is like, let me see if I can change my camera around. Nope. No. All right. So I'm gonna have to do this like selfie mode. So basically, what we got is there's a few stands where. Can you see the Accenture?
Yeah, I can see that. Yep.
All right. It's
Wow.
Gorgeous. It's gorgeous, huh?
That looks incredible.
Now, but the
So
interesting
cool.
thing about this stand is there's actually there's nobody there. So
There's no one there.
No, I mean, but what they've done is they've basically put together like a bunch of media.
Yep.
Okay. And they've got screens and explanations and things. So they have a presence here, but it's purely digital. There's no staff here. And I think that's
really interesting.
That's for COVID measures as well. They may have made a decision not to travel, but they built a stand anyway. So we've seen there's a few examples of that where you still see the brand.
Yep.
But there's actually no people here to be on the stand.
Wow. That's a really interesting. That's the first time I've seen something like that. So that's really interesting. It's almost like a pop-up magazine of sorts where you're there, but there's no one there to engage with directly at the stand. So that's super interesting. But yeah, so I've been telling everyone here on the live, first of all, happy social media day, Jason. Did you know it's today?
Hold on, let me take this thing off so I can see.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. That's better.
There you go. So it's Happy Social Media Day. I was telling everyone the origins of it. I was telling everyone about my Get Visible collective that launches tomorrow. So 30th June today. You've still got a couple of hours, everyone that's watching, to sign up to the collective if you're an event professional in the industry or whatever, within the events industry as a whole, to sign up for free. And then the doors close tomorrow and we kick off. Jason is in. Ronald is in, Robert is in, Joe is in, all the wonderful people in the comments turning up. They're all in the collective. So if you want to be part of this awesome group, please do join. And I also asked them, Jason, what was the first social media platform that they were on?
Okay.
So Ronald has said he didn't say first, but they're telling me for work, Ronald uses Twitter and LinkedIn, and personally, he uses Instagram. And Robert is saying Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and also intranet groups via Instagram, Slack, Medium, and WhatsApp. So what was the first social media platform that you were on, Jason?
Facebook. Oh, wait a second. No, MySpace. I was
Me
on
too!
MySpace. Yeah. I was on MySpace. That was 2001 or 2. And then,
It must be 2002. I think they launched in 2002, so it would have been 2002.
2002.
That's crazy. I had a really bad job on MySpace, FYI. I was not the presence that I am now. Let's put it that way. But yeah, we were all learning.
I think I went onto MySpace because at the time it was more about music or something.
Yeah.
I think the focus was on music originally.
I think Lily Allen launched herself on MySpace, right? With and that's how she rose to fame by sharing. It was kind of like TikTok is now, like Musical.ly kind of style, right? So so another thing we were talking about is basically how you've been using your on-site experiences and sharing them online. Now, what has kind of been your game plan before this all kicked off? How are you kind of planning to do that? Because I've been following you on Event Dad. I've been following Akomo's account. I've also been following Sina Bunta, who is there with I believe, the Catalunya Convention Bureau, attending Mobile World Congress. So, give Sina a follow as well. She is at here on LinkedIn. She does a few lives as well. And she met Jason. I'm super, super jealous. I saw the selfie. You're crying. I'm crying, not you. But yeah, so tell us, like, how have you been kind of approaching it, and how do you kind of want to make the content that you're experiencing now, whilst you're in the eye of the storm, so to speak? How are you going to be able to then repurpose that for later? Like, how are you planning to kind of do that?
So it has been a bit of a storm the last 3 weeks, to be honest. I mean, probably nobody's noticed, but I have not been very social on socials recently because I think the thing we all forgot about event planning for live events is it is intense.
It's all consuming.
It is all consuming. And so I think the reminder there is that you will not have as much time to do your content as we have. When you are dealing with deadlines and you're dealing with unexpected situations that always come up with event planning, a lot of your time, most of your time is going to be dedicated to the job, right? To the operations. So I think the lesson there is, it's, I think, even more important than ever to make sure you are trying to plan when you can, whether that's pre-scheduling some content, or at least having some ideas, at least writing down a few of the things that you want to capture each day, that you would be, I guess, that you feel is interesting to the audience. I mean, obviously here being the very first event, some of the things that I'm interested in are related to coming back after a pandemic. So that's going to be with some of the COVID procedures. Also just general highlights and buzz and entertainment. The things I'm posting is kind of a mixture of this is what it's like to be back on site. These are what you should be expecting. And this is so much fun. This is why we should all be excited about this. And also that, trying to give that confidence back. I think that's a big thing. I don't remember where we talked about that before, but one of the biggest threats, I think, is just a general sense of confidence with attendees and exhibitors and businesses. And I'm hoping that events like the Mobile World Congress are blazing a path forward, saying, look, okay, you have to stick this thing in your nose and every 72 hours, and you have to wear a mask. But aside from that, we're having conversations with people face to face again. The experience is very unique, Virtual will always have a place moving forward. Will always have be the right solution.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that there were 110,000 people in Barcelona 2 years ago. It wasn't a mistake or an accident. And I think coming back here is a reminder as to why these events are so popular and why they're so valuable to so many people.
Absolutely. And I think also what's really important, and that I try to drive home with social media and using it, is that it just gives you this great medium to be able to share spontaneous content, right? So for example, I've been following you, like I've said. I've seen you share John Bon Jovi performing. Hello, jealous, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I've got a story about that too.
Oh, and it's just so wonderful because it's such a wonderful medium to be able to share videos via stories that are so current and bring the users into, the followers into your journey. And that's what social media can do. And so when you, as an event planner, agency, and all of that, I think it's so amazing to be able to translate that information and relay that information out, in such an easy way. And when you attend such events and it's your day job, it's such a great tool to be able to just relay that information kind of, on the spot spontaneously, but then also take relevant videos when and where you have to, so you can kind of do throwbacks and all kinds of visual content as well, right?
You'll notice, well, you probably haven't noticed because Instagram doesn't necessarily timestamp things, but a lot of the content I'm putting on there is in downtime. So I'm taking a lot of pictures, I'm taking a lot of videos, I'm being conscious about what I'm capturing, understanding that I'm not ready to do that right now. Because when you're on site, you need to be with the clients, you need to be
Absolutely.
with the attendees. You don't want to be seeing no, sorry, I'm Instagramming right now. No, so a lot of times I'll have the videos and the photos, and then when I get a break, whether that's at lunchtime or when I get home at night, that's when I'll just kind of do a pretty big upload of some of the highlights from the day.
Absolutely. And this is such an important point that Jason brings up, is I think there's this expectation, or at least this assumption, that everything you put on your stories needs to be live and right now. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Actually, the number one tip is, when you see something interesting, take a little video clip, take a video, take a picture, whatever it is, capture the content. And then you can decide how you want to share it later. But if you don't capture it at all, there's the lost moment. So
100%.
Don't feel the pressure to post straight away and, you're like, oh God, I need to share it now. You don't have to do that. Yeah. But you should be capturing the content so that you can make it work for you. And, for example, it could be, okay, this is what happened at the end of the day. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. 10 minutes before you go to bed, you're done. People are updated and you kind of move on with your next day. And I think that is super, super, top advice and tip that Jason just gave. I'm going to share some messages now, Jason, of everyone joining us and saying things. So Joe is joining us. He says, if the stand is not interactive, I do not think people will stick around. So that's interesting. Maybe that's to do with the Accenture stand. Could be. Or it could be people. I think also it depends on the audience. There's some people that interact with technology a lot better than people.
Yep.
So, it could be an experiment of sorts. So let's see what happens.
Yep.
He also said, if the hybrid, is not interactive, people will not stick around. Why listen at the speed of normal speech when the replay can be 2 times the speed? That's very interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Interesting point there from Joe. Yarrow is saying, who remembers Tumblr? I was never on Tumblr actually, but I do remember it. Ronald is saying Friendster. Yes. Wow. I don't think Friendster, I don't even remember if I was on Friendster. It was a while ago. I don't think I ever was. Joe is saying that Tumblr is still big with libraries. very interesting point. Yarrow for private uses Instagram, for professional LinkedIn and Twitter. That seems to be the I want to say commonality across event props in general. And a very sweet message from Yarrow. I'm so happy you met Jason and Sina. Sabrina, we will all come next year with
Yes.
Mariska. That's right.
Sounds
That's going to
good.
be awesome. I hope so. Deanna is saying, Jason, it's good to see you signing in live from an event like a reporter on the scene. I totally agree. I love capturing content that you can share later on your social. Exactly, Deanna. This is it. And you did a fantastic job of sharing MPI's WEC conference content, which was before and after, and then kind of chunks of your experience throughout. And that's a great way to do it. You only need to share live if you're doing a live, which is true. Makes sense.
No, there's one.
Um,
There's like an asterisk to that too. I mean, if I had waited 2 days to share the Bon Jovi concert,
Yeah.
the buzz does go away. So it doesn't have to be at the exact minute, but if you want to be a part of like the hashtag conversations going on, in that case, it is important to try to at least be as close to the moment as possible, right? Because if I shared the John Bon Jovi concert, I don't know, on Friday, for example, the moment's passed. So we do have to be careful about what type of experience you're sharing as well.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm so excited to see both yours and Sina's experiences at Mobile World Congress. It's making me very, what's the word? Emotional about potentially there might be IBTM happening later in the year. So I feel like the experience that you are both going through it might be a good reflection of what event props might be going through if they're attending IBTM. And it's awesome. I'm super excited. I think it's great that we're all kind of sharing our experiences, because this is what we need, like you said, Jason, to bring the confidence levels back up, to show realistic expectations of what everyone is going through, what to expect, how it's all kind of working out live on the scenes, and sharing them. So for those of you, follow Jason on Instagram. He is sharing content of his experiences at Mobile World Congress live on Instagram stories at Event Dad, as well as at Acomo. His team is sharing all of their collective stories and experiences as well. Sina Bunta is also sharing her experiences. I'm just going to get her handle. I believe it's digital. Yarrow, can you put Sina's Instagram account in the comments? Because I can then say what it is. I believe it's digital events.
Digital Mind.
Digital Mind, exactly. It's digitalmind.events. That's Sina's Instagram account, and she's also on Twitter. So she's doing a couple of lives, I believe, while she's there and experiencing Catalonia.
A few interviews as well. I think they're producing a couple of interviews too, which will be coming out soon, with people on site. Kind of the same kind of questions, people's experiences with being on site for the first time in what feels like forever.
I know. Well, thank you so much, Jason, for joining us live from Mobile World Congress. I think this kind of brought our hybrid, it's like a little bit of a hybrid experience, like you're there, I'm not. You're kind of checking in to our live, so it's very cool.
I'm gonna start walking back through, see if I can get some.
Yep. Oh, maybe we lost Jason a little bit there. Let's see, wait for his stream to come back. Well, this would not be a proper live if that didn't happen. So 1 sec, let's wait for him to come back. And once he's back and rolling, he's going to try and get us a little bit more footage of his experience at Mobile World Congress. Oh, there he is. Let me bring him back in.
All right. I forget who was asking about the commenting on the hybrid experience, and it's interesting being here. There's just a quick kind of observation, but people on site are really only concerned about what's happening on site. if that makes
Mm.
sense.
Yeah.
So the live part is still the most important aspect for the people who are here. I know that as an industry, we're trying to bridge
Bridge.
the virtual.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how somebody can do that successfully, because what I've seen here is people here, they don't want to be looking at screens. They don't want to be looking at, you know, interacting with people who aren't here. We've been deprived of personal interaction for so long that, you know, they want to shake hands and say hello and be talking to people. So it's going to be interesting to see how we do bridge that gap as an industry, and whether that's, you know, making the on-site spectacular and focusing on a better experience for the virtual. I don't know. It's I'd be curious to see what people have to say about that.
And me too, absolutely. But you know, it looks like it's going to be interesting times moving forward, but we've taken the first steps. And thank you again, Jason, for joining us. Thank you, everyone who's been joining us and commenting. Yarrow, Deanna, Robert, Joe, Ronald, thank you for joining us here on the live today. Again, we have hit our 20-minute mark very successfully, even outside. At least we're consistent, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
People know what to expect by now, right?
Exactly. So thank you all for joining us. If you're watching this on the replay, fantastic. Now, something else super exciting that's happening this evening, 6:30 p.m. Central European Time, 5:30 p.m. British Standard Time, is the Global Events Collective's live rep party here on LinkedIn. We're just going to be celebrating our 1001 Event Profs campaign coming to an end, bringing some donors on, and the Event Profs of the team are going to be sharing the updates and insights and everything that's been happening with the collective, and also the special project moments that matter. So don't miss that. Jason, have a absolutely fantastic rest of your time at Mobile World Congress.
Thank you.
I look forward to checking in with you when you get back, and yeah, I'll see you next week.
See you later. Bye.
See you.
Thanks, guys. I got to get back to work.